here today with Ngan Pham, and we are here for the Head Start project, which is about equipping and empowering young girls or females in roles in AI. So, Ngan, thank you so much for coming. And we might get started with you telling us a little bit about yourself. If you'd like to introduce yourself and give us a brief overview of your educational and professional background.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks again, Paula, for having me today. And to a quick introduction, my name is Ngan Pham. So I'm currently doing product management in AI. But I want to share with a lot of you guys here, my background is very far from AI. So I actually started my academic journey in international studies and doing something more related to like education and international exchange. And then from that work, I transitioned into doing product management for an education startup in Vietnam. Is one of the first female-led and also Vietnam-made startup to provide exchange programs for students from all over the world to Vietnam. And through that work, because we was a startup, I did everything under the sun. So going from program management to also doing business analysis and then product measurement. So I think that's kind of a very accidental way that I land into product. And then after doing that for a while, the product and the company is doing well. But at that time, I feel the urge to get more exposure and feel more challenge with a new fields. And because along all of my academics and extracurricular activities, I'm very much passionate about sustainability. So whether it's youth empowerment or exchange, I want to integrate sustainability as part of these projects. So that's why I applied and luckily got a funding from Erasmus to complete my master's in transition, innovation, and sustainability management from 4 university in Europe. And one of them was UCD, University of College Dublin in Ireland, and that's where where I'm at the moment. When during this whole Erasmus journey, I had the chance to learn at 4 university with different disciplines. So it's not just about sustainability per se, but we also study about innovation management and how to make a sustainable ecosystem from 3 different pillars in ESG. And also luckily throughout these master programs, I got the chance to delve deeper into data analysis and a bit of machine learning through modules in Poland. And I still remember one of the professors that taught us, this data analysis for people who with zero background, was actually a female professor that was super patient because we come from engineering, but me and myself, I come from non-engineering, from a social science background, and she took the time to walk us through the whole process, and learning from fundamental Python to like more complex algorithms, and this was just kind of a sneak peek into the possibilities of machine learning. And honestly, for me in particular, technology altogether was completely new for me in that regard. And from there, I just did more kind of studying on my own, learning from YouTube video and stuff like that. And then during my second year in the master degree, I did an internship in product management for tech companies in sleep, basically in health tech. And then from there, I got to learn more about product management in IT in particular, and that fit really well with my diverse background because I did business, I did marketing, I did design, product management in education, and now transitioning into health tech is combine a different skill set, and at the same time allow me the chance to leverage this new data analysis and machine learning skill that I just kind of pick up during this zig and zag journey. So that's kind of
an interesting zig and zag journey, though. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
then,
how
yeah,
long
that's
will you
how I
be
live
in
today.
UCD? How long is your master's there?
So it was an Erasmus Mundus program that lasted 2
Okay.
years. Yeah. So UCD, I think officially we have 1 semester with UCD, and then the rest with we have Poland, Austria, and Portugal, and all of these university have different curriculum. But I think the single thread that kind of combine these programs and also pick my interest is digital policies and how to do technology sustainably. And that's how I got into my current role.
And can you tell us a little bit about your current role?
For sure. So currently, I'm a senior product owner at Carillon. So Carillon is another healthcare technology company focused in insurance. And my job is basically trying to understand what are the data and AI challenges that we're trying to solve and discuss with our engineering plus stakeholders to figure out what exactly that we need to build. And it's kind of a very happy middle ground between the business and business side, like what the business need to do to be able to, turn a profit, and also like serving our end users using AI. So, for example, we are working um, on parallel with some LM powered applications. So our job would be to understand how are the LM products are serving its customer, and like how we can optimize it further now that are in productions. Yeah.
Super. And what were the main factors that led to your decision to follow this route in AI?
I think there's a lot of factors. So first of all, as I mentioned, I always passionate about impact, and sustainability is, I think, one way that I feel like to make impact, through my work. Um, so my interest in that is pretty big. And then when I got to my master, especially at UCD, I got to study more deeply into AI. So I take an AI course, and the professor, again, very happy accident, but my AI professor was Isuzu Levy, who is one of the I think it was an AI committee in Ireland, and she's part of the committee, and she's very she's a brilliant professor, but also, she's very big into responsible AI. So responsible AI is a core topics that we have across our course. And from there, I got really interested into diversity in AI, and I did my master's thesis in kind of cultural diversity in generative image AI. And then I just keep continuing on because I think it's a perfect kind of marriage between using, the data analysis and AI knowledge that I just gained with my passion for impact. Yeah.
Super, lovely story. And have you experienced any challenges along this career progression to date?
I think, yeah, like as a lot of other females in the industry, there's a lot of stereotypes associated with females, especially I think for non-technical roles. So like I know that, people have different opinion about like female engineers, but for non-technical role, a lot of time people um also assume that you are not very technical, which also my case is actually true. But again, it's not like you completely, out of your water if you're talking about data or an engineering topics, right? So I think it just takes a bit more time as a female professional to kind of prove your credibility in a team, in a male-dominated space. But luckily, I see more and more role models. And for example, in my current organization, I'm very much happy with like kind of the ratio between male and female between our teams. And then as there's a clear effort in the industry to encourage more female students. But I think like looking back at in my journey, honestly, before coming to Europe, I think there's a lot of chance for someone like me to study IT, but we just didn't have like a role model. It's not very clear for us that something I can do personally, at least for me. And then, for example, I have a lot of opportunities in the master program where I've been part of like Python, like all of these more technical conference that people go through, and it's fun. But then at the end of the day, when I join this conference, the ratio between male and female is pretty stark. So you kind of feel a bit, you need to like, tell yourself that you can do it. And then I luckily I have some, honestly, a few female inspiration models who encourage me like, hey, just sign up, and who cares if you're female or male, right? And then when I joined the conference, I actually got out of it, but just in the beginning, the idea of joining this technical conference was a bit intimidating when I kind of understand. First of all, I'm a minority in terms of gender, but also I'm coming from a non-technical background, so I think it's more about that in the beginning.
Yeah. So it's a mindset really, and having the belief in yourself.
Yeah, and having
Yeah.
someone who kind of vouch for me and just push me when I don't
Yeah.
have the confidence in myself.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great. And you've found your people, it sounds like, that are willing to support you and push you.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I know you've a limited experience with the education system in Ireland, but do you think our education system supports female integration into STEM and ICT roles?
Yeah, I do see a difference. Like, this is very interesting, but because I did my master in different countries, I can see kind of the the ratio in class in different university in
Yeah.
different countries. And I think like in Ireland, I mean, personally, from my personal experience, I do feel that there more equality. Like even when I look around in my classroom, for example, the ratio between male and female is much more equal than other countries. And I think there's like projects and kind of internship or professional experience that encouraging more women to apply. Yeah, so like from my experience, the Irish education experience pretty positive.
Okay, that's great. Good to know. And are there any other skills or competencies that you realized you needed or that were kind of helpful along your journey? Are there others that you'd like to learn and develop?
For sure. I think at the end of the day, if you want to be in IT, there's some technical knowledge that you need to know, right? I think because I coming from a non-technical background, that is even more clear to me, and that kind of the intimidation that put me off IT in the first place. So understanding fundamental like data and development principle, I think is be very helpful. But also nowadays there's a lot of bootcamp, a lot of online resources that you can learn online. And for me myself, I'm also a self-taught. I'm not going to say that I'm a developer. I'm just kind of learn on the fly and do some very basic like web development. But the point of the thing is like the principle is very helpful. But then technology is moving very fast today and no one know everything. So what I'm seeing is that now I'm not doing any develop work. And when I talk to my engineer colleagues, like even though they are more like fundamental, they kind of follow the more traditional CS background. They have a computer science degree, but even for them, they have to learn every single day. So I
Yeah.
think let's just say the fundamental is very helpful, and I think you should equip yourself if you want to kind of get your career in IT. But at the same time, you don't be too intimidated by them because everyone is constantly learning new technology nowadays.
Yeah. It's such a
And
dynamic sector really at the moment, isn't it? And it's
yeah,
rapidly changing. So it's almost
especially for
impossible to
AI,
keep up.
like there's
Yeah.
any new models and new fine tuning techniques every single day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Great. And have you observed any specific opportunities or support systems that have facilitated the integration of young females into the AI workforce?
Mm-hmm.
Even maybe within your own organization, is there any support systems for young women entering into the company?
I'm not sure of my company, but I like for entering the company, but I know that in my company we have a diversity committee, which I'm a part of, and then we organize these activities. So it depends on the topics, but one of them is gender equality, right? So we also have
Super.
the support to kind of uncovering one of the topic that I really enjoy, and also I think it's helpful in uncovering hidden bias, because a lot of time our male colleagues doesn't really realize that they have these hidden bias, right? So we have one of the kind of lunch and learn section where we share and also just kind of reiterate the message through our company call. I think that was helpful. Outside of that, I'm not sure of like any industry-wide project or initiatives, but I know there's some organizations that are more on volunteer based. For example, Women in AI, which I'm a part of, that do this kind of industry engagement and also workshop, and we have some present in conference as well. Yeah, so it's kind of more like grassroots, I think, at the
Yeah,
moment, and I'm not aware of any other
that's
um,
super, super.
initiatives.
And do you what kind of support or specific resources or assistance have you found most helpful in navigating the challenges of gender balance? So I know you're on your diversity committee, but even outside work or during your studies, was there any resources or assistance that you found helpful?
Unfortunately, I was not aware of women AI when I was in university. But if I'm in university, I would definitely, I think something like women AI and other, for example, I know that there's a Python, like a part of the like Python community. There's a Python ladies group for women in working with Python, but generally it's for women in tech in general. And I think the organization was very helpful. I know that they have these sections that can showcase project from more like female professionals or students, and then they have mentorship program as well. I didn't take advantage of that because I didn't know, but
Yeah.
I would recommend for someone who just joined the industry. And then I think in general, I think just have more kind of project, and I think mentorship would be very helpful. So yeah.
Super, great. Well, have you any parting words of advice that you would give young girls or women thinking about a career in AI?
I think one thing that I I benefited from a lot is coming across accidentally and then being inspired and mentored by all these female models. Like, for example, my professor in my Poland university and at UCD as well, that all these people just, it's interesting that like, okay, I can read tons of articles online, right? But when you actually see them in person and have kind of personal connection with them, it's really make a difference. It make me kind of believe in myself that I can do it. And especially now that AI has become honestly being scaled to all the industry and and different functions. It actually very beneficial if you come from a non-technical background. So having like, I'm not trying to vouch for my own case, but I do think that non-CS people, like people coming from not only the data science, that's also technical, but people from marketing, social science, neuro, also like maybe neuro divergent people came to the picture with a lot of different skill sets that are, very much needed in AI. Like how do we build an AI application that actually work for people? Because we all have case where ChatGPT would, generate like, example that doesn't make sense, for example. And then how would we develop AI product responsibly so that, we can take advantage of it, but doesn't mean that, we're going to lose jobs for, for AI, for example. So all of these questions require people with different backgrounds. And I would say that further on having a role model, if you don't have any, try to reach out on LinkedIn. I have found that especially female professional on LinkedIn, they are super helpful. Like I have some great response just from cold outreach on LinkedIn. And second on, be more confident in your skill set and your backgrounds, especially if you are coming from non-technical backgrounds and you are intimidated by that, like as me in the past. I would definitely recommend, just try, because I did a lot of these online courses and watching YouTube videos, and then I was able to bring my non-technical background into my current day-to-day work. So
Super. You've proved it's possible. And I want to thank you so much for your time today and for sharing your journey and your experiences to date. And we wish you the best of luck with the rest of your career. Thank you, Nan.
Thank you.